ladies and gentlemen, East London money, West London money, North London money helps keep South London going. What Lambeth Council has effectively done is lock the doors on everybody. No one can no longer stop in this area. So we can no longer make no money from passing trade. Yeah, they've taken the food out of people's mouths. Yeah, trying to close down the local community. Yeah, we can't allow this to happen. If you allow this to happen, the next liberty will be greater than this one. Yeah, when people do wrong, people are supposed to be in high places. When they do bad things, it's for us, as the people who they're employed to represent, it's for us to let them know that they're doing wrong. They're inconveniencing people. Yeah, we can't give up here. We have to keep fighting until they move those, or we move them ourselves. Yeah, the people of Ealing, they moved theirs. They woke up, they saw the LGNs, they thought we're having none of this. Yeah, and they moved them. And they told the local council, don't bring them back. It's out of order. Yeah? Got a tyre shop in Brixton, what you're not allowed to drive to. Who's in charge? You've got a tyre shop that you cannot drive your car to. That's the point. Ridiculous. The man who's owned that business for over 30 years and who's provided employment in this neighbourhood for people, helped countless amount of people. Yeah? It's been driven out. Yeah, not a regard. Yeah? Thanks for your 40 years. See you later. Liberty. Liberty. But I'm just saying this, I don't give a damn. If they don't take it down, I'll take it down.
Thank you. A local business owner who's owned this business for over 40 years, just off the Acre Lane. And I totally agree with him. We have got to stick together, because if we let them win, Brixton will no longer be Brixton. So I'm just going to put on a little bit of music while we change the batteries, okay? Thank you.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Jack, so I'm going to email Jack. Okay.
Sorry.
1, 2.
Enjoying your documentary.
Yeah, have a really good interview.
Okay, the next one's coming soon. You're good. I'll look at it.
One, two, one, two, one, two. Yes, people, it's so nice to see everybody coming out here today to support the travesty that is happening all around London town.
Picture of me on my bike.
To me, right now, it looks like London is being destroyed. And we have to prevent this from happening. We have to come together. We have to come together as people that love neighbourhoods, that love families, that love the earth, that love unity. Because unity in people are power. Unity in people are power. Now,
Guess what? Are you support it or are you against it?
so, I'm going to get someone to come. I have a book here, okay, and I would love it if we're going to try and build up a database. We're going to try and build up a database so that we can all keep connected, keep in contact, let you all know what's happening. And we are going to try and set up a petition, not a change.org, a government petition, so that we can take this as much further than it is now. So I'm going to ask Dion. Okay, right, so, people, are you ready? People, are you ready? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? Lambeth Council, you are a shame and a disgrace. Lambeth Council, you are messing up our neighbourhoods. Lambeth Council, you are breaking down communities, but we're going to stand strong. We are the David against the Goliath. And you know what? We are going to get your walls tumbling down. Yes, we are. Ferndale Road is not a main road. No, it is not. It is a residential road. We say no to LTNs. People, we've got to continue this fight. I am now going to ask for Abby. Is Abby here? Thank you, Abby. I did call you earlier, but you wasn't there. Can we have a round of applause for Abby from the Ferndale Walk? Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Right. Isn't this a liberty? How can we wake up and see, what are they, bollards or planters in our area? We didn't ask for this. I'm a mother of 3 children. My child's school is almost 2 miles away from our home. She's unable to physically walk. She cannot walk, so I must drive her to school and back. I have to go round the whole of practically Lambeth just to get home. Why should a 10-15 minute journey now take almost an hour? We're sitting in traffic, burning fuel, burning time. Who's paying me for my time? Who's paying me for my time? Lambeth is taking the liberty, and if we don't stand up right now to sort this issue out, they're going to bring something else. And if there's no, we voted them in, we'll vote them out. Lambeth, we will not forget. They think we're going to forget. They think when it comes time for voting, we won't remember all this, we'll get used to it. We will not get used to this. This is an absolute liberty, and we will remember when it's time to vote. City Council, the mayor elections is May 2021. How many months away is that? It's not far. We'll vote him out as well. Yeah? We voted them in, we'll vote them out. Get them out! Get them out! Get them out! Get them out! Give us back our streets! We want our streets!
Well done, thank you so much, Abby. A round of applause. And it's so true what she says. We, we.
Go. Car park being blocked, bruv. This is from traffic. This is a joke. This is what they've done to Brixton and the rest of London. And walking all the way round, bruv. And you know this Tesco ain't a small Tesco, you know. I'll be walking back to the car, because that's my right to walk back to the car. Be a passenger, be a driver, it don't matter. I have the right to do that. But look at this. There's temporary traffic signs right outside the Tesco. Is this not another way to cause more traffic? Surely you don't need a traffic light for this to come out here. Especially on the weekend. There's no roadworks going on.
We have the power to bring in and to take out. Thank you, thank you. We have got to vote these people out. We invited these people to come and have a look at their residents, the people that they stand for. Can you see your councillor here today? Can you? They're chickens. That's what they are, chickens. They're afraid. They don't want to see reality because they're living in a bubble, literally. We've got to take them out. We've got to take them out. To take them out. We've got to take them out. We've got to take them out. Our businesses are failing. Our families are suffering. We've got to stick together and grow, people. Now I'm going to introduce to you Spencer and Jay, please.
Go, Jay.
Please give us a round of applause.
Go, girl.
Hello. So, I was going to talk about the lower traffic, but everyone's done that. Everyone's spoken about pollution, so I thought I'd talk about my neighbourhood. I've lived in just off Ferndale Road for about 26 years, and I've never been more disappointed in where I live. I've watched my neighbour's barbershop suffer from COVID, and I know as a business owner they probably lost 50% of your takings because of that. And on top of this, another 25%'s gone. So that makes him earning 25% of what he was earning before COVID. That's just not called for. My neighbours over there live on Ferndale Road. Their road is now a main road. They've got ambulance reversing up their road and they can't get to patients. What is happening?
Yeah.
I live in a street which was really happy. There was no problems. Now it's like a war zone. Ambulance is one way, bloody lorries the other way, mini cabs. No one knows what's happening. Why is this? Because a few people decide they want to live in a quiet street because they want to be a rich so-and-so.
Yeah.
That's not on. This is not fair. I'm born here, I'm bred here, and I'm going to bloody stay here.
Hey!
So while we're at it, let's just look at each other. Remember, we're neighbours, and we have to fight together.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, go away.
Hey!
I can't think of anything more. So here's Spencer.
Oh, please, Nick.
I don't know what to say, Jane. Everyone said it all. I said we're all neighbours. We actually need to keep this going. Bombard them with emails, phone calls, drive them absolutely fucking mad. Because enough's enough. Enough is enough. Get them out. I'm going to hand you back now to the lady of the moment, Timbles.
Okay, right, so thank you so much, Spencer. A round of applause, please. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? We are against LTNs because they are causing an increase in emissions. We are against LTNs because they are causing congestion. Look around. We are against LTNs because of idling vehicles. We are against LDNs because of reduced access from emergency vehicles. We are against LTNs because of reduced access for delivery vans. We are against LTNs because we are people and Lambeth is trying to take control of our lives. They're trying to tell us what to do, how to do it, where to drive, and shut up and put up, and that's that.
Yes.
No!
No!
I say no. I now have a beautiful woman, Rachel, who's going to speak for us, please. Okay, so Rachel is a local GP and it really is affecting her. I'm so pleased that I've managed to get her to come and say some words, so take heed.
Yes.
Okay, I'm a local GP working on Brixton Hill. This local traffic neighbourhood rubbish has now added maybe 20 minutes at best to me trying to visit a vulnerable patient in the middle of the day.
I'm working in the community with the primary care teams, with district nurses, with palliative care, with carers. This is one of the most vulnerable communities. There are people trapped amongst these roads who are so needy and need constant support from myself, but mainly from district nurses, community carers, driving. They can't get on bikes. They've got, dressings. They've got vaccines that need to be kept cold. They've got all sorts of things that need a car. And we don't have time. We do not have time for this rubbish. And it's adding extra pressure onto a system which is already overloaded, already under so much strain. And that's primary care, that's not even emergency access for ambulances. So this needs to stop, consulted, and it's complete injustice. So let's have a suspension.
Thank you so much, Rachel. Thank you so much. Yes, what we want at the end of this is to be able to have all LTNs, road closures, suspended. This is what we want. We want all road closures suspended, and then we can sit down together and discuss how we've got to go about doing this properly, correctly. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? Louder! What do we want? When do we want it? Can I just add, for any of the smokers here, I don't want you to give Lambeth any money. So please do not drop your faggot on the floor, because they're waiting. They're waiting in the court, waiting to give you a penalty ticket. So please do not drop your faggots on the floor. We're not giving Lambeth Council any more money, are we? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? Now I'm now looking for Roslyn. Roslyn, she's from another local business, MOT business on Fender Road. Is she here? Roslyn? Roslyn? Okay. We've had Spencer. Is Elaine here from Herne Hill? Elaine? Okay. We are now going to have Neve. Can we give a round of applause for Neve, please? Thank you. A Fender Ward resident. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, can you hear me? Yeah. Hi, I live on Ferndale Road. My road has been turned into a main road. The increased traffic, stall traffic, road rage, it's unreal. We have at least 4 times as much traffic down our road than we did before. And our road was relatively busy, but traffic moved. And everyone could get by. There wasn't the road rage, the aggression that there is now. I really feel I'm vulnerable. I'm vulnerable to COVID. I'm vulnerable to getting stuck into my house because I can't actually leave it. I do cycle. I don't drive. I feel unsafe cycling around here. And the main roads, because of the increased pollution, because of the increased traffic, it's dangerous to be a pedestrian on my road because cars are mounting the pavement to get out of the way to allow other traffic to go past. Motorbikes and cycles pavement to get past the stalled traffic. It's ridiculous. No, not in my name. Please suspend this scheme. Write to your MP, write to your councillors. Explain your personal situation. This is discriminatory to disabled people. They are in breach of the Equality Act. Make sure that you make them aware of this when you write to them. Make sure that you make them aware of your personal circumstances, that your business is suffering, that your business has suffered through long. And it's now trying to come back, and they're just pushing us local residents down. This scheme needs to be suspended and actually engage effectively with the local community, engage widely with everyone affected, businesses, residents, business drivers. I have so many friends who are small business owners, dog walkers, who are really struggling now to get the dogs picked up and dropped off in timely manner. They can't get through to the roads. It's not always feasible for them to walk the dogs because some dogs can't do that much walking. That might sound funny to say, but this is their business. They've struggled with lockdown. They've had no work. They haven't always been eligible for the furlough scheme or for the money from the government. It is not acceptable that these people are being battered even more now. The council needs to take notice. Write to your MP, write to your councillors. Every time there's another incident, feedback sites, every time. Make your voices known. Make your voices known. Stand up, get our streets back. Say no to the LTNs.
Thank you so much. Thank you. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? I can't hear you. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? Lambeth Council is a shame and a disgrace. Shame on you, Lambeth Council. Do we all agree? Lambeth Council is what? A shame and a disgrace. We have got to keep fighting this, people. We must not allow it to go to sleep. We must keep fighting. We must keep messaging. We must keep emailing. We must keep ringing. We've got to keep this going. We have to make Lambeth Council understand that we're not going to, after a while, forget about it and let them get away with it. No, we're not. No, we are not. And if we have to do things ourselves, then Lambeth Council will definitely know about it. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? No to LTNs. The streets are for all. Clean air equality. Clean air equality. We all want that, but we also want our streets back. We do not want you to push pollution to the other side of town. We want it to be fair and square. This is what we want. We want equality for all. Bollards to LTNs. Bollards to LTNs. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? Now I'm now going to bring the mic down to Sophia. Okay, she wanted to say some words. So I'm going to... Hold on, there we go. Thank you.
Hello everybody. I'll turn around. Give it a full turn. I'm one of many residents that has been directly affected by these bollards. Without much consultation, they blocked off our road, Shakespeare Road, I hope you don't mind me saying. It's now one of the longest cul-de-sacs in London, I believe. What this has resulted in is many large trucks, HGVs, that drive down one way and cause so much pollution on our road. So if they want cleaner air, what about for all the residents on Shakespeare Road? We don't have any clean air. This also results in so much noise pollution for us. We have young children, we have a school. What about the pollution for us? In over 300 residents, I think, 300 plus, what about our quality of life? So if it was really about pollution, what about one whole side of the Cold Harbour residents there? I am a COVID survivor. You can all see my scar with pride. I was in a coma for several weeks. I was in hospital for 3 months. What about my lungs? What about many disabled people's lungs? What about all the children's lungs? We have a school there. We have 3 depots with large trucks. All the noise pollution. Has anybody done a count of how many trucks come down our road? No! Lambeth Council? Anybody here from Lambeth Council concerned about our lungs? No. Anybody doing a count for all the traffic that gets stopped bumper to bumper? Well, I did a count. My 11-minute journey, for the first time I was out since March, my 11-minute journey from Dulwich Park took me 37 minutes. Whose ear is that better for? Anybody? No. Right. So who is this better for? Anybody? It's not better for me. I came home and wept. I was so tired because it was the first time I was out of my house for 7 months. So who is that better for? Right. So who did the feasibility study for that? They said that they did a study. None of us were consulted. I think 3 people in our WhatsApp group said that they had 1 email. They must have spent so much money putting up all of these bollards and these cameras, but when I asked them to make the pavements better for my wheelchair 3 years ago, I didn't get 1 email back. So they want us to be better on our feet, on our cycles. They've got these wonderful TV ads, patronising. I didn't pay my taxes for 30 years to be told when to walk rather. I mean, I thought this was a democracy, not a dictatorship. I wasn't told when to walk. If I had my choice, I think I've seen a few other people in wheelchairs. If we could walk and cycle, I think we would. But anyone with children, shopping, can we all walk with heavy bags and children? We don't all have the choice to walk and cycle. If we want to go back to the days of walking and cycling, let's bring the horse and carts back. We're trying to reverse back time. I'm sorry, that ship has sailed. There's roads. They said they don't want people to be rat runners. Sorry, Shakespeare Road is not a rat running road. Oh, thank you so much. These are all roads that cars were meant to be on. Provide us with better transport links, then, please. Provide us with affordable transport links. I have had buses pass me by when I've been in a wheelchair because they haven't had room for me. Is that what is meant to happen? Sorry. I have a house, like many of us, where trucks are sitting with their engines running. If you need to make money, Lambeth Council, fine these drivers who leave their engines running for 20 minutes at a time. If you need to make money, Lambeth Council, fine the big fat cats that are building big buildings and charging big rents. Fine them for all of the work they're doing for years on end. Don't make money out of us and our lungs and our health. Surely that's a better solution, not the residents, not for breaking up communities and dividing communities that have lived harmoniously for years. I've lived on Shakespeare Road for almost 28 years. We've lived harmoniously. We are a community. My dearest friend, Ty Joki, died of COVID, and he sang a song, Brixton Baby, and that's what Brixton is about. We're a community. We love each other, we look after each other. We're not a divisive community, but you put bollards and divided us. That's what you wanted to do, but we're here together to say we want our streets back.
Yeah, we need our cut-throughs, because that is what makes our area, our cut-throughs. People who are familiar with this area, they know about the back streets, they know about the cut-throughs. The wives and the baby mothers on their school runs, they know about the cut-throughs. A woman who's got 4 children and who's got to go to maybe 2 or 3 different schools, she knows about her cut-throughs. You cannot take away the cut-throughs from the people. Yeah? You're blocking us off from the rest of London and you're isolating us. Yeah? You're basically putting us in an open prison. Yeah? It's not on. It's not on. The carers are having trouble, you know, and they should be prioritised. Vulnerable people who need the carers to be able to move freely. Yeah? The freer the carer can move, the more clients she can visit on a daily basis. When you start putting obstacles in their way, vulnerable and the needy suffer. Yeah? We're not about suffering down here. Yeah? I was born in Lambeth Hospital. I know everything there is to know about this manor. Yeah? And I know that community is what makes this manor. We look after our own, stick together. Yeah? That's what we need to do. At this present moment, we need to stick together, we need to push through whatever we're pushing through. We need to open up our area. We're being stifled. Yeah? like we're being stifled. Yeah, I've never seen nothing like this. This is reminiscent to World War II. Yeah, when you go to bed one night and you come out next morning, you don't bring the in front of your house. Yeah, and you look at it and say, oh, that's cool, that's just nice. No, it's not on. It's not acceptable. You cannot take away people's daily routines. Yeah, throw everything up into the air and then close your door. No, it doesn't work like that. It don't work like that. Don't work like that. This is a working community. Yeah? And the only way we're going to keep it as a working community and keep it prosperous is to allow our trade to come in. Yeah? Most of the people who stop at my family shop, they're coming from east, west, north. Yeah? They don't want to stop at Tesco. They don't want to queue up for half an hour for a box of cigarettes, so they pop into the corner shop. They'll fly in, they'll fly out, back in their van. Yeah? What this has done has eliminated all of that. There is no more passing trade. Road Road is dead. I've never ever seen Road Road like that in my life. Yeah? Shakespeare Road, very important cut through from Camber Road to take you through to Herne Hill. They've closed it. Something's supposed to do, jump over the train lines. It's an absolute travesty. This has to be stopped. Decisions like this should not be allowed to be made without people's opinions. Yeah, that's what frightens me the most. The fact that people can do things that affects us and we ain't got a voice. What's next? No, we can't stand for this. And as I said, if they don't move it, it's going to cost them more money to move the debris. So if they're wise, they'll get them trucks back round here and start getting them out. Because if I'm going to say,
What do we want? When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Street fight!
When do we want it?
Now!
Shame on the Lambeth Council! Your residents are very unhappy. We are very unhappy, Lambeth Council. You need to listen to us. Why are you taking our liberties away? Why are you not listening to our voices? You need to listen to the important people. We are who make this area what it is today. We cannot have this length of traffic. We cannot have all this traffic jam because you're cutting out all the side roads. What about those shops, the businesses on the side roads, Lambeth Council? You don't care, do you? You don't care about us, you pretend to care about us. You give us fake news and that's what you're about, Lambeth Council. What do we want? When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Street fight!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Street fight!
When do we want it?
Now!
Lambeth is a shame and a disgrace. Say it! Lambeth is a shame and a disgrace. You there, behind your big brown door, obviously I know you're not working today, but still, when we came here, August the 27th, you shut the door on us because you didn't want to hear reality. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? I can actually say, I want my life back. Because before this, I had a life. I didn't have to work around what Lambeth put in place. I wasn't even consulted. Was any of you consulted? They need to hear our voices because our voices are important. Somebody here, I know, has the potential to stand as a new councillor. I know it. This is what we need. When we go to vote, take a proper look at your paper. Somebody can do it. A real person can do it. Somebody on ground level. This is what we need. Somebody that understands us. Somebody that understands what is going on. Because right now, the ones that are sitting in the offices, making the decisions, they are most probably living in somewhere posh. Not that I don't know about posh, right? But I know they're earning a lot more money than I am. And I know they must have got a really big, nice house. And I know they must have got a big Land Rover that they drive up to the countryside every month, every Saturday. Trust me, I know this. And you're talking about pollution. I can imagine you've got 2 Land Rovers parked up in your parkway. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? Clear Holland, you've got to go. Clear Holland, you've got to go. You are making our lives a misery, Clear Holland. And your sidekick, Florence. She doesn't really care. This is what we call a social climber. She doesn't care about us. She just wants to be seen to be doing the right thing, but they don't care. She doesn't care. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? Shame on you, Lambeth Council. Now, I would like to ask if there's anybody else that to have their voices heard, because today is about having your voice heard. I wanted my voice heard, and I said, I'm going to ask how many other people feel like I do. And I was so surprised. There was hundreds. And then I said to myself, no, if you want change, you've got to make change. If you want change, we've got to bring change. People and unity is power. What is people and unity? What do we have? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? I love Lambeth. I love the community. I love the diversity. I love it on a lovely summer's day. I love it when I can walk on Relton Road, Shakespeare Road. I would love it when I can walk just up the road there and just drive where I want to drive, walk where I want to walk, cycle where I want to cycle. I don't want to be stuck in traffic and all the fumes going into my granddaughter's nose. I don't want that. She has a chest problem as well, and we've got to sit in traffic now when she's coming home from school. When we've got to come on our journey, when we have to come home from school, before they did the LTNs, it would take us maybe 20 minutes to get to school, to get back home. It's now taking me nearly an hour, because I've got to do all this diversion. I live there, but I've got to go through Brixton town all the way round to go back to my home. This cannot be allowed to happen. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? Does anybody else would want to have their voice heard, sir?
Right, good afternoon. Can you hear me with my mask on? Good, because I've been watching a little bit of cycling on TV, and those guys keep their mask on, so I think I'll have a go at that. Okay, so I live in Streatham Hill, okay? So on the 7th of October, some of us got a letter. That letter had a badly drawn woman, image of a black woman pushing a pushchair with a little baby. Another case of racial profiling, if you don't mind me saying. Okay, and then it went on to explain to us that, number one, that there is a shortage of capacity on public transport. Then it went on to attack people who drove and explain that they were going to bring in a so-called low-traffic neighborhood. But when I looked at the details of the plans, it actually meant low traffic for 2 particular roads, one being Wavertree, where the ex-MP Keith Hill resides, and one of our councillors also lives. So the reality of the so-called low traffic neighborhood is that they've transferred all the traffic to the South Circular, Christchurch Road, where there are 2 schools. There is a GP surgery struggling to get their urgent medical supplies. There is a care home where my dad used to live in. and so on. So the people on the Palace Road estate, approximately 8,000 people, they can now smell the traffic on a daily basis. There's evidence that asthmatic conditions, and bearing in mind that's a respiratory condition linked to COVID, is now on the increase in that area. On my road, I'm expected to go onto the A23 main road and go to Liam Court Road and go through another council estate in order to get home. So basically, the other issue is that, as we all know, there is a so-called recession coming on. Well, it's actually going to be worse than that. It's going to be a depression. The people who are currently being affected are the people on low income, the van drivers who are renting their van for £200 a week before they earn any money. They are the people from Parcel Force who had to park up one end of the road and walk down with 4 parcels, and by the time they got back there was a parking ticket because they double parked, and so on. There's the Uber drivers, mainly black and minority ethnic people who are struggling to make a living anyway. The key workers, the health workers who are all applauding on a Thursday night, they are the people struggling to come through our so-called low traffic neighborhood in order to do their job. And we're looking at the idea of doing a judicial review on the basis that the council misused the powers that it was given in May to do some sensible things like widen the pavement down there. The government is now saying to people, get back to work, go back to school, go and eat food. They're not saying leave your home and go and stand around in traffic for an hour on the South Circular when you should be doing productive things for the economy. So I'd like to thank the people from Ferndale in particular who gave us the inspiration. That's right, we're going to have a problem with Euless as well. Okay, so keep up the fight. The other thing to bear in mind is that Railton Road, which is closed for years, was the hub of the black community. At the Brixton Advice Centre, we see pictures of Darcus Howe, CLR James, Lyndon Kwesi Johnson, Farouk Dundee, and so on. And the idea that a bunch of new sort of residents on the posh end, Poets Corner, should shutter for a community and transfer all traffic down here is unacceptable. We need to start taking some direct action. Thank you.
Can we have a round of applause? Can we have a round of applause for Mickey, please? Thank you. Now, I know people are shy, but it'd be so nice if you wanted to come up here, just have your voice heard. One more point.
Right, so these sort of anti-car fundamentalists, I call it, they're very organized. So there are these posters around saying that they work for Lambeth Council. They don't. They're the people going around taking down our posters that are against. Okay, now they also put things on the pavement saying, you know, street friendly. So to me, the pavements are street friendly. They're made for pedestrians. We shouldn't be encouraging people to go in the road, right? This is what I think about it.
Where is this, bro? Yeah, thank you.
I'd like to introduce Paul, the local resident.
I think this thing's a liberty they're taking, yeah? I pay my road tax, my insurance, my MOT to use the road. Fuel. Am I going to get a rebate for all them things? Right? They're sending me onto roads where I don't even live. Do you know what I mean? Yeah? It's like me paying my TV license and I can't get to watch the TV. Do you understand? Open up all the roads. They haven't built no new roads since Victorian times. You understand? So they need to open up the roads so we can use the roads, cut down the pollution, and go about our business. You understand? It's not about closing roads, it's about opening roads. You understand? So right now, give me back my tax. If it was free for me to drive on the road, I wouldn't mind. But I pay a lot of money. Do you understand? Cyclists don't pay nothing. They got more privilege than me. Do you understand? All right, that's what it is.
Thank you so much, Paul. What do we want? What do we want it? What do we want? What do we want it? Lambeth Council, you need to open up the streets. You need to listen to the people that matter. We are the people that matter. Why do you think we don't matter? We want our freedom of movement. We want to make our choices of where we go, what we use. You say that we need to go on the roads, as pedestrians and cyclists, that's all well and good. But the roads that you have closed, I cannot see any pedestrians or cyclists. And I don't know how it's going to affect us with COVID. I don't understand. Beyond me. So why would you do such a thing to make people's lives such a misery? Lambeth Council, shame on you. Shame on you. Especially when you're affecting families. I know a lady, her child is autistic. Her child is used to going one route. I'm sure we all understand the behavior of autistic children, okay? They are used to regular. They are used to routine. Now this lady now has to drive an extra 20 minutes to get her child home. And it is affecting the child terribly. The child does not understand what's going on, and in that car, it is pure confusion for her. It is really bad for her. All because Lambeth Council decided, without talking to us, that they were going to close our roads. They have only, on Ferndale, they've given us one entrance in and one entrance out. Yes, thank you. They understand. Has anybody got that? Did anybody get that? Did anyone get that? We had an ambulance honking for us because they are going. Claire Holland, you've got a lot to answer to. Claire Holland, you have got an awful lot to answer to. Sadiq Khan, you want to talk to me about Sadiq Khan? The Diddy man. Anyway, sorry, I don't want you to know my personal feelings with him. But as far as I'm concerned, I believe, Sadiq Khan, since he became mayor, he is destroying London. London is not London anymore. I was born and bred in this country. I don't know nothing else but London. I am a Londoner. I was born in London, and since these measures, as James was saying, has come in, the changes that I am seeing, especially when it comes to closing the roads, is disgraceful. I do not understand why it's, but we've all got to stick together. We've all got to stick together. We've all got to work together. Now, if we do not have anybody, is anybody else that would like to speak?
He's chatting rubbish.
Hello, the man in the white t-shirt.
Ignore him, please.
Who is he? Would you like to talk?
No!
Hey, he's chatting off his mouth.
Okay. I'm going to stay away. People, we'll just ignore. Obviously, it was like a heckler. He's a heckler. Okay. What do we want? Where do we want it? Where do we want? Where do we want it? Where do we want? Where do we want it? Clean air equality. We want clean air equality. We want equal rights. That's what we want. So, as I was saying, would anybody else like to come up and have their voices heard before we wrap up? Okay. One thing I want to say, I want you all to cheer for Wandsworth Council. I want you all to cheer as loud as you can for Wandsworth Council. I want to say hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip! Wandsworth Council, keep doing, Wandsworth residents, keep doing what you're doing. Wandsworth residents, we are proud of you, and hopefully we're going to be cheering as well. People, thank you all for coming out to show how you feel about these road closures, and we're going to continue to fight the cause. We are going to continue to fight the cause. What do we want? What do we want? What do we want? When do we want it? We're going to have a little bit of music. Thank you so much. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? Yes to freedom of movement. Yes to we making our choices of what we want. Not Lambeth Council. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? Now who's going to buy me a drink? Okay, we're going to listen to a little bit of Bob Marley and let's show the love and the unity, because people and unity is power. 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 And we're going to get the power. We are going to get the power. Shame on you, Lambeth Council. Shame on you, Lambeth Council. Can you put this? Oh gosh. What do we want? What do we want? When do we want it? And you guys over there, next time you're going to be coming up here and talking, aren't you?
No to movement restrictions. That's what we say. No movement restrictions. This is a democratic country. Yes to freedom of choice. Yes to freedom of movement without hindrance from the state. The government has no right interfering in your lives and restricting your movements. I know it is illegal. It's illegal activities by your council. Freedom of movements is a must. Freedom of choice is a must. In a democratic country, freedom of movements must be a priority. No to segregation. No to the isolation of our community. No to be locked in as if we are prisoners. One way in and one way out. No to ATMs. No to ATMs. Yes to freedom of movement and freedom of choice. We must be given the choice to choose what mode of transport we use. We must be given the choice in which roads we can use and what roads we can't use. It is not democratic to enforce liberties upon the people. Yes to freedom.
Okay, this man, big long line of traffic and an empty lane. Why not just make it so that you can't stop in the bus lane between a certain time? This is just ridiculous.
No to restrictions of our movement. And freedom of movement is a must. Freedom of choice. We want our roads back. We want our roads back. No to restrictions. No to restrictions on our movement in our society. This is our home. We must be allowed to roam our home freely. No to LTNs. Yes to freedom of movement and choice. We must be given the choice to decide for ourselves our mode of transport. If we desire to ride a bicycle or to drive a car, that choice must be ours and ours only, and for those who can afford it. It's not the council's job to dictate to us and restrict our movement. No to LTNs and restrictions of movement. We want unrestricted movements in our community. We want unrestricted movements in our community. No to LTNs. No to road closures. We've got the right to go about our business without the indents from the state. The government has no right interfering and telling us where we can walk and where we cannot walk. This is an illegal activity that has been enforced upon us by the Lambeth Council. No to LTNs. No to LTNs. Yes, we require freedom of movements in our...
Okay, so I'm here with a local bike rider of London. How do you feel about, the road closures in London?
Well, I think the biggest problem is you will ride down a certain area which has nicely been cordoned off and it's all peaceful, but you still have to go onto the main road and it's become more congested. I live on a sort of an A road, and since they've had a road closure where I live, there's more traffic on my road, which is coming up right up to my doorway, which there never used to be that problem before. So actually the road closure has actually made it worse. It's creating more congestion in smaller areas. So there's more traffic queue, there's more traffic that's got running engines. So it's peaceful on one part, but you can't just stay in one part when you're a rider anyway. I'm also a driver as well, and I think that it's made it harder for me to get from A to B. So it's taken me a longer time to just do a basic journey. Like I wanted to go down towards Loughborough. I couldn't get to Loughborough. I had to go all the way around Herne Hill, all the way around the houses just before, where I would just do a 4 minutes straight down the road. It took me half an hour. Half an hour because all the traffic that's on the main road.
And do you feel that's affected pollution?
Absolutely, I think it's increased pollution because the more that you have traffic and car engines going, the more pollution there is. Before, if traffic's moving, you don't get the pollution, you just get cars just moving through. Once you start getting cars having to go slower, what they're doing is creating more. Their engines are running when they don't need to be running, if you see what I mean. If you're moving, you're just flowing through, you're passing really quickly. If you've got everyone in one area, with the engines going, that's causing more pollution. So I think, definitely. So it's got worse.
Okay. So did they consult you about the changes?
No, not at all. No. What they did was they told us the changes were going to happen, and they used COVID as an excuse. And it was a really bad excuse because actually the areas that they've kind of blocked off are the ones that are more have got less people in. And the areas that the traffic has moved to has got more people in, which means there's more congestion for more people.
Okay.
And the more vulnerable people with less money, because it's all the areas with the bigger houses.
Yeah. So what do you want done about the LTN changes?
Well, I would like them to actually open up the roads again. We need traffic to be able to flow, not stand still.
Okay. All right. Thank you for your time, miss. Have a good day.
And you too. All right. Bye.
What is happening on this road now?
is not a democratic thing that Lambeth Council has done.
Okay, so now we know that one.
At all times, cause traffic while on the London Mayor.
Yeah, that one now you got. Okay, so that's the first one. They must be making their way down.
So look at all these shops here. Look, you can't stop outside their shop. And you can rebuild the company.
We say yes to freedom of movement, freedom of choice. No to road closures and no to ATMs. We say no to road closures and no to LTNs. We say no to road closures and no to LTNs. We require unrestricted movements in our communities. We require unrestricted movements in our communities.
Council.
This democratic thing.
Once we're
It's
digging,
undemocratic
so will
for the
we.
council to
Once
implement
we're
LTNs in the community. We require unrestricted movements in our community. We require unrestricted movements in our community. No to LTNs, no to road closures. We require unrestricted movements in our community. No LTNs, to LTNs. We require unrestricted movements in our community.
You. Yeah.
This is not a very undemocratic thing that the council has done.
Yeah, man. Just big up to Just School Radio. I think you're doing a good job, you know. And just carry on and do what you're doing. Because we listen and we hear what you say. We need people like you who connect with us. Because we haven't got no radio station of our own. So we need these youths to help us to pass the message on to the council.